Good afternoon, children. In the last video, I have completed the first chapter, that is the living world. And in the description box of that video, I have given you link for the notes. So children, you have to write the notes from that PDF in your notebook. And today we are going to start with the second chapter, that is biological classification. Now, first of all, we will learn need of classification. There have been many attempts to classify living organisms since ancient times. Aristotle was the earliest to attempt a scientific basis of classification. He used simple morphological characters to classify plants as trees, shrubs, and herbs. He also classified animals into two groups, that is anema with red blood and anemia without red blood. A need for proper system of classification was always felt. Living organisms need to be classified because the study of one or two organisms is not sufficient to know the essential features of the group. Classification helps in knowing the relationship amongst different groups of organisms, and it helps in studying of the evolutionary relationship between organisms. So there were different types of classification system. Depending upon the type of system of classification, organisms are classified into different kingdoms, like two kingdom classification system. Linnaeus, the father of taxonomy system, divided all the living organisms into two kingdoms in 1758. This system was used till very recently. This system does not distinguish between eukaryotic and prokaryotic, unicellular and multicellular organisms, and photosynthetic, that is green algae, and non-photosynthetic fungi. So, the five kingdom classification was adopted. Five kingdom classification was proposed by R.H. Whittaker in 1969. Before 1969, the classification systems for the living organisms had undergone several changes over time. Whittaker created fungi as separate kingdom. The main criteria for classification used by Whittaker were cell structure, mode of nutrition, thallus organization, phylogenetic relationships, and reproduction. Now, there are several merits of five kingdom classification system. Let us study them one by one. Euglena and other transition types which had been included both amongst plants and animals are given proper place under kingdom protista. Fungi have their own biochemical, physiological and structural organization. They have never been related to plants. In this system of classification, fungi are separately placed. A separate kingdom, Monera, including prokaryotes, has been created. Monerans differ from all other organisms in their cellular, reproductive, and physiological organizations. The five kingdom classification system is based on cellular organization, the mode of nutrition, and complexity of structure. These were the basic factors used in earliest two-kingdom system of classification. The system shows the gradual evolution of early organisms into plants and animals. The plant and animal kingdoms are more homogeneous than they were in the two-kingdom system of classification. There are certain demerits of five-kingdom classification, like animals, protozoans have been included in kingdom protista, which also includes unicellular plants. They show different mode of nutrition. Chlorella and Chlamydomonas, though unicellular, are included under the kingdom Plantae. They should be kept in protista. Euglena-like organisms and slime molds with flexible lifestyle may need the creation of an intermediate kingdom other than protista. Viruses and viroids are not kept in proper place in this system. Lichens have also not been placed in this system. So children, the living world means all the living organisms are grouped in five kingdoms. They are classified in five kingdoms. And the five kingdoms given by R.H. Whittaker were Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Even the sixth kingdom classification system was given. It was introduced by Carl Woese, a professor in the Department of Microbiology, University of Illinois in 1990. This system is also named as three-domain system, as in it organisms are classified into three domains, that is archaea, bacteria and eukarya. It mainly used basic principles of five kingdom system but divides Monera into two domains, archaebacteria, eubacteria and other eukaryotes in third kingdom. Now children, let us learn about the first kingdom, that is Kingdom Monera. As we have already read in the previous topic about the most widely accepted five kingdom classification given by Whittaker, now we'll study in detail about the Monerans and Protistans. Protistans will be studying in next video. We'll be studying about Monerans in this video before the other three kingdoms. This is because Monerans are thought to have given rise to Protistans, from which the remaining three have evolved along the separate lines. So let us study about Kingdom Monera. The Kingdom Monera includes all prokaryotes such as bacteria, mycoplasma, actinomycetes and cyanobacteria. The characteristic features of Kingdom Monera are: number 1, they are simplest and most primitive unicellular prokaryotes. The cell wall contains peptidoglycan or murin, that is no cellulose, but the membrane bound cell organelles are not present. Third, they have various types of mode of nutrition like saprophytic, parasitic, chemoautotrophic, photoautotrophic and symbiotic. Fourth, DNA is naked. It lies inside the cytoplasm in coiled form. This is called nucleoid or false nucleus. Children, do you remember you have learned of prokaryotes? Prokaryotes are the organisms which do not have well defined nucleus, right? So Monerians, they have the naked DNA, means they do not have the membrane bound nucleus, and as they do not have membrane bound nucleus, the DNA is naked and it lies inside the cytoplasm in the coiled form, and that is known as nucleoid, or it is called the false nucleus. Then the flagella is present. Flagella, if present, are single stranded instead of being several stranded as in eukaryotes. This contain a protein. This means flagella contains the protein called flagellin. The sixth characteristic is reproduction is by asexual modes. Gametes are not present. Then mitotic spindle is absent. Some of the Monerians have the ability to fix nitrogen into useful nitrates. So children, here we'll stop. We will stop here. In our next video, we will be continuing with the same kingdom, that is Kingdom Monera. I hope this much is clear to everyone. Thank you.